Hello and welcome to the MacMost Daily Vlog.
Why, thank you.
Welcome.
MacMost, I'm seeing Willmost. Oops, wrong hand.
So big rumor this week going around is, well, it's kind of the anatomy of these Apple rumors, right?
Yes. Someone makes something up.
There's some tiny kernel of information, and then some fanboy type carries it to some extreme, like, dream type of thing, and then it gets reeled back in. So, like, there was a patent about gaming, okay? So, of course, it gets immediately carried to the extreme of Apple is coming out with a gaming console.
Are they really?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. Anyway,
Because
the extreme
that's really what the console market needs.
is another gaming console. Yeah.
Console, yes.
And then it gets reeled back a tiny bit and said, no, it's probably going to be a handheld device. Okay, but you think about it, it's like, okay, the iPhone, iPod Touch.
Really?
They're going to come out with like an iPod game or something.
Seriously?
Which is like what, I don't know, I mean, they have a handheld device with like
Right.
interface,
So it finally gets reeled back to well, maybe this is just about there being iPhone and iPod Touch games.
So they're going to add little thumb controls to the iPhone.
I don't know. But so there's already a big gaming thing on the iPod. Standard iPods, which I guess are now the Nano and the iPod Classic are the current versions.
It doesn't have any
No.
geoscopic, whatever. That would be cool.
But it's got a
If
cool
your iPhone
controller
did.
because it's got the wheel and a button in the middle.
I hear they're
And I played several different types of games, Texas Hold'em, and I played the Phase game and all that. And it's a very nice way to control a game. It's not too far off from like what you have in the standard. But it makes much more sense in the rumor to just say, you know what, it's just probably going to be more games for the iPod, and then finally games for the iPhone and iPod Touch. It makes a lot more sense.
I hear they're going to make it so you can use it as a controller like on your Wii, and you just point it at your TV. And
Yeah, well, no. And now, of course, games on the Apple TV would also be very interesting, but considering the fact that everybody told them exactly what to do with the Apple TV for Take-Two, and they went and they did, like,
the opposite.
half of it, that I doubt that then they're going to suddenly introduce a great feature like gaming, because the Take-Two thing is so lame.
Well, speaking of wild Apple rumors, I heard that they're going to buy GameSeam for like a ton of money.
Really?
Because really,
Yeah.
they're like the biggest internet game player,
It all works on
aren't
Macs, kind of.
And it all works for kind of.
Well, 3 Shockwave on Macs for Intel
That would be
is a
awesome
little
because
shaky.
man, those guys make some awesome games over
Yes.
there. at
Thank you for adding that in
GameStop.com.
there, Eve. But so the rumors. So what I think is it's just going to be the introduction of iPod and iPod Touch games. The patent filing probably had nothing to do with anything. It's just more R&D patent filings for Apple. The problem with iPod Touch and iPhone games is going to make them suck. As the leading developer of legitimate iPhone games, as we are at having a MacMost, not the you need to jailbreak your iPhone games, or the ones you can play on the web, is the touchscreen. I mean, anybody that's played a PSP or a DS or a Game Boy knows. I mean, the controller is really important.
Yes.
I mean, having solid buttons you can control with your fingers is really important.
We know that.
A touchscreen interface, while cool and allowing for some innovative gameplay, will not really help the standard stuff, like actually being able to move quickly back and forth and quickly press buttons
Most
in
of
sequence.
The DS is the stylus.
Yeah.
So.
But they don't. The touchscreen doesn't really work like the stylus thing, and you still need those buttons. Anytime there's something really fast going on the screen, I mean, it's the buttons, the standard controller buttons. That's lacking.
You need whack-a-mole. You can only play whack-a-mole.
Well, I mean, you can only just touch
Apple
things
has announced 50 new games.
It's great for
the
puzzle games.
iPhone. They're
Yes.
all whack-a-mole.
And Castlevania has some neat stuff where you have to draw symbols to battle certain creatures, but that couldn't be the whole game.
No.
Maybe you have to
Parts
pinch
of
the
games,
bad
sure.
guys. Pinch. I'm pinching your head. I'm pinching your head.
So I'm
Pinchy.
not too keen. I think the iPhone and iPod Touch and iPod games will still remain in the realm of cell phone games.
Yeah.
Interesting little games that you can play,
But they need some sort of...
but they're not going to compete with the Wii unless they come out with not the Wii, the DS.
Like they could have a peripheral, right?
If they come out with or a new one, they came out and they actually had like a bunch of buttons.
Can
at
you
the
have
bottom.
on-screen
Maybe you could do
controls?
gaming. It just does not. The reaction time is not there.
Okay.
Hey, believe me, with the current screen, you can't go and just do the quick reactions you need to do, and you can't feel the
buttons. You're
buttons.
going to have to buy the second generation iPhone.
Yes, with the little game controller. Apple's just not the games.
With
Steve Jobs hates games. He does. He does not. He's not into games.
He loves
He's
it.
never
I
really
mean, we
pushed
had
it.
him over here.
Apple.
We were like, "You want to play some Wii bowling?" He was like,
No.
"No way,
He
man!
might not hate
I
games,
hate
but-
games."
But have a good weekend.